Yes, lads, how are we all doing? I hope we're all having a good one today. I just wanted to start the video off by obviously addressing what's happened in the past few days with Diogo, Jota and Andre Silva. Yeah, I'm sure everyone doesn't really know how to feel at this point because it was that much of a shock. I remember waking up and I didn't believe it. My mum sent me it originally. I didn't believe it. Went on to Instagram and it was straight on there. And yeah, it really did put a downer on the day because obviously it don't matter who you support at the end of the day. But even being a Liverpool fan, it hit really deep, and it probably did for people who aren't even Liverpool fans around the world. Football has lost two brilliant people, especially. I don't really know much about Andre Silva, but I know Diogo Jota was a very, very good man. Obviously getting married literally about 10 days before his death. 3 children. Yeah, it really is tragic. It's sad. In today's video, I will be doing my very, very early, and I know it's stupidly early, Premier League predictions. Now, the season starts in like a month, but people haven't been making transfers really because you got the Club World Cup going on at the minute. And I'm pretty sure a few teams are waiting for like the FFP rules and stuff. The only team that's gone and made real proper big signings is Chelsea and Liverpool. So I will probably get this completely fucking wrong. So I'll be doing one now, and then I'll be doing another one in about 3-4 weeks' time, right before the season starts, about a week before, when signings have been made and we get more, we're able to judge it more. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Now, I'll be doing number 20 to first. Now, in 20th place to finish rock bottom of the Premier League, I have put Burnley. Now, there's only one thing I really need to say. Scott Parker as manager doesn't work. It just does not work. I don't rate him as a manager. He's a championship manager. He can do it in the championship, but I can't remember any time where he's really done well in the Prem. He went to, if I do remember, he's been at Fulham, he's been at Bournemouth, and I feel like he's been somewhere else, but I can't remember. And both times he did shocking, because I remember Eddie Howe left Bournemouth, and then they got Scott Parker, and he was fucking atrocious. It's the same with Fulham when he was there. I'm pretty sure he got him promoted and then went straight back down. So yeah, not a chance Burnley stay up. And they've signed Kyle Walker. Fair enough, not a bad signing, but he's past it now. I don't think it's going to really change much. So yeah, for me, Burnley in number 20. And in 19th, for the first time, in my opinion, we will finally break the deadlock of the teams who got promoted will go down. I've got a team who were in the Premier League last season going down. In 19th, I've got Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, they have just lost Cunha. And, they didn't have the best of seasons last season. They originally had Gary O'Neill, I'm pretty sure. And then they've got, I don't know who he is. And I can picture his face, but I don't know his name. A new manager who seems pretty sound to be fair. He starts talking in interviews about going to the pub to have a pint and that. But yeah, for me, Wolves haven't got really anything about them. Cunha was their saving grace of last season, and the fact that he's gone now. To be honest, I don't even know why he's gone to Man United. It's actually a downgrade. It actually is, because I'm pretty sure they finished above Man United. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, again, nothing about them. 19th for Wolves. Right, in 18th place, I have Leeds United. I'm pretty sure I have lost a few players. I can't actually remember. I remember something about them losing a few players at the start of the season. Yeah, I just can't see him staying up, to be honest, especially with the manager, Daniel Farke, I think his name is. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Obviously, he's been manager at Norwich about 20 million times. Got him up and went straight back down. So it's a bit like the Scott Parker situation. He just hasn't got enough about him. He's not a good enough manager. So I think, yeah, again, Leeds fans disappointed. You'll be going down. Now in 17th place, literally just staying up, I think it'll be by a point, maybe even goal difference, is Sunderland. Now this is a bit of a rogue one, because obviously they've just lost Joe Bellingham to Dortmund. By the way, stupid decision for him to leave the Premier League. I think the Premier League he could have developed way more than he will at Borussia Dortmund. So yeah, but I think they'll just have enough about him. I don't know what it is. I think it'll be the passion. Because Sunderland have got really good fans, and I cannot wait for the Newcastle Sunderland game. That is going to be a class game, because I don't actually know how long it's been, but it's been a long time since that was in the Premier League. They had an FA Cup game not long ago. I think it was like 1 or 2 seasons ago. And it was still a rivalry. It was getting rough. I remember Anthony Gordon had his shirt ripped and shit. So, yeah, very excited for that. But, yeah, I think Sunderland will just stay up. No real reason. Like I say, we're very early on, so it's a bit hard to judge, but I'm just going with a gut feeling. Now in 16th, I was going to actually put these lots go down, and again, I think they will be right down there with the bottom other four. Brentford. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. They're going to lose Brian Mbeumo, 100%, to either Spurs or Man United. It's looking very likely it's going to be Man United. They've lost their manager, Thomas Frank, who has got them where they are, realistically. Their squad isn't even that good. It's not the greatest. He's done really well with them. I think that's kind of similar with Forest. I think Nuno has done a fantastic job with Forest. I feel like their team is not good enough to be where they are, but they've got an unreal manager. And it was the same with Thomas Frank, but now he's gone. They're going to have to rebuild. And they've hired as well. They've hired their set-piece coach as their new manager. What the fuck is that about? So for me, Brentford, 16th. Very lucky if you even stay up. Now in 15th, I feel like they will be much higher than the relegation area. I think it'll be about a 10-point difference, to be honest. He's West Ham United. Again, I don't think they've made really any signings, but their squad's okay enough to keep them up. Manager's a bit. Graham Potter, he did well with Brighton. Did shite with Chelsea. So, it's a bit hard to judge with Graham Potter. I don't really rate him that much. I think he's fucking like Gareth Southgate type of level. So, yeah, I don't think West Ham 15th. It's not a good season. It's not a bad season. So, yeah, just mediocre, really. Now, 14th, I've got Everton. Obviously, moving into a new stadium now is Everton. Is it the Bradley Moore? It was going to be called the Bradley Moore, I think, but then they've got like a fucking sponsor for it, so it just sounds stupid. Yeah, I feel like it'll take a while to settle into the stadium. But I see again a lot of hate on TikTok and shit, but I feel like their new stadium looks absolutely mint, and I think it will become one of the best stadiums in the Premier League. Obviously, being a Liverpool fan, I don't like to admit it, but Everton, I've got very good fans, 100%. So I feel like they will make that a fortress eventually, but it is going to be a bit weird for them at first, not being at Goodison Park originally. So, yeah. But, again, I don't think they've really made any signings, nothing that I've seen anyway. I don't think they've sold anyone. I did see Jared Branthwaite signing a new contract with them. So if they manage to keep on to him for a good while, they can build on that because he is a really good centre-back. He literally wanted by Man United not that long ago. Probably a good decision to stay because they end up ruining players, Man United. So, yeah. For me, Everton in 14th. Now in 13th, I've got Fulham. Once again, nothing to really say. Can't really predict. It's very hard to predict mid-table because, it's just the teams that haven't really made a signing, but there was good last season. Like Fulham did really well last season. I'm pretty sure they finished top half. Or they was on for Europe at one point. There was pushing with Bournemouth and someone else, can't remember, at one point. So, and I think Marco Silva, again, is a fantastic manager, does a brilliant job with them. I'm pretty sure there was talking about maybe going in for Harvey Elliott, because obviously Liverpool are on about selling him. I would keep him personally, maybe loan him out. But, if they get Harvey Elliott, I think that's a class signing for them. The team's kind of solid, but yeah, nothing really special, I don't think. We'll have to see what they do in the transfer window, but for now, they haven't really done much. So, 13th for me. Now in 12th, a tiny bit of a drop-off for them. Bournemouth, of course. They've lost Dean, I can't say his last name, Dean Huijsen or something, that's his name. They've got that Zaba something, Ukrainian name. I know his name, but I can't pronounce it. Could be going as well. 2 centre-backs for them. They've lost Milos Kerkez to Liverpool, so they've lost quite a few. And Semenyo is on about potentially leaving to Man United as well. So yeah, they've lost a few players, but again, I think Areola is an unreal manager. I think he's a very good manager. So I think he'll just keep him mid-table, keep him up there. They've got to go make signings, really. They've got to get a lot of replacements, but yeah. So 12th, I think Bournemouth will take it after losing so many players. So yeah, I think they'll be all right. 11th, it's just the classic. It's Brighton. They finish around there every year. Genuinely, not going to say anything else. It's Brighton. They've lost João Pedro, so maybe they drop off more. But Brighton lose players almost every year to fucking Chelsea every time, or to other clubs, and they still seem to be just as good. So yeah, simple 11th for Brighton, same as always, really, isn't it? 10th, my mate isn't going to be very happy with me saying this because he's a Nottingham Forest fan. 10th is going to be Nottingham Forest because, yeah, like I said earlier, I feel like they have like overshot the mark of what they should be at. They should be 15th, 14th. Their squad, in my opinion, I don't rate their players that much. I really do not. You know, they've got Chris Wood. He's getting old now. He has scored goals. I'm pretty sure this signing Igor Jesus from Botafogo, who playing in the Club World Cup. I'm pretty sure he scored against PSG. So that could be decent, to be fair. That could be a decent signing. There was going to get Timothy Weah, but that didn't end up happening. And another guy from Juventus that was talking about getting Vlahovic as well. But at the minute, I'm pretty sure they've only signed Igor Jesus, who could be decent, but I don't think it'll be enough to really get them into Europe again. I think Nuno's a brilliant manager and he's done very well with the squad. They've got a decent back line. I feel like their system that they play is brilliantly worked this season. But will it work every season? I'm not sure. I don't feel like they have the capabilities. They've got Gibbs White. Gibbs White's decent. Newcastle on about getting Alanga, so if they lose him, that's a big blow. Because they haven't really got anyone else on that wing. You know, they've got Hudson-Odoi, who's meh. Jota Silva, he's pretty shit. So, yeah, I don't think Forest are going to do really much for me. They'll probably prove me wrong again and go and get sick for something. But, yeah, I feel like they really overshot what they should be at this season. And I don't think it'll happen again. But 10th, still not bad. Now, 9th, I'm going to put Manchester United. Still quite shy, but it will definitely be improved. There's no way that they have a worse season. The only way they have a worse season is getting relegated. That is the only way, and I would love it. I would fucking love it, but it's not going to happen. I think Ruben Amorim is a brilliant manager as well, managing a very shit club at the minute. Yeah, he seems to have authority over things. He knows what he wants. He seems to be more like, I don't know what the word is, dominant. You know, Ten Hag and other managers that I've had in the past kind of have been walked all over by the players. It's been the players over the club in recent years. But they are on about doing a massive clear out. I know Rashford, Garnacho, Sancho, Anthony, and there was like two others who are guaranteed to basically leave. They said they want to leave, who will not be playing. And I feel like that is the dead weight. The players who think they're bigger than the club. Obviously. So, and they have signed Matthias Cunha. They're going to get Brian Mbeumo. That's 10 goals added because they both got 10 goals last season. So that's 10 goals. That's 20 goals added to that team. It's just if it's going to fit the system. And that's the problem. When they got Ruben Amorim in January or whenever it was, obviously his system is so different to most managers' systems. It was different to Ten Hag's. It was different to any manager they've ever had. So for him to come in January and try and use players who don't fit his system was obviously going to be very difficult. So if I was Man United, I won't even talk about sacking him. I think you need to give him 2 seasons. And this season's still going to be a transition period. It really is for Man United. But yeah, I think 9th is around where they'll finish. They might push for conference, might even get it. I don't know. It depends what else they make and if they can get the players sold that they need to. Because obviously they're also in financial debt. Big time. I'm pretty sure they owe like 200 million in signings that they've already made to other clubs, which is just stupid. That is stupid. So yeah, I think around about 9th. Man United fans still will be happy because they have high expectations, but I feel like that is a good season considering what you've got at the minute. Now in 8th, I do think it's going to be Palace. I think they are going to get Europa League, and I think that might help them to get a bit more players in. For me, this all relies on if Eze stays. He's talking about going to Arsenal. I think Spurs were involved, but if Arsenal come, he's going to go to Arsenal over Spurs, isn't he? So if Eze goes, I think Palace do drop to maybe even 13th, 14th, around there. Because I think Eze is unbelievable. He's a fantastic player. He really does change the team. But yeah, I think they're going to build on the FA Cup win, try and push for Europe again. You never know. They might win the Europa League and get Champions League. You know, they might do one of them. I don't think they will at all. But yeah, it's an improvement, and hopefully Palace can just keep building. Palace are one of them clubs where no one really hates them. I don't think anyone hates Palace, really, other than a rival who, what is it, Fulham? Snooze fest of a rivalry. So yeah, Palace 8th, I think that is around where they're suited. Now 7th, I've put Tottenham. So yeah, Tottenham, much better season, 10 places above what they finished. I feel like they're not as bad as Man United, and that might sound stupid. Obviously, they're getting Thomas Frank in, unreal manager, in my opinion. He will do a good job there for me. But, yeah, part of the reason that they did so shit was because they had a lot of injuries. They had so many injuries this season. There was a bit of tension between Ange and the fans and everything going around at the club. I would have kept Ange, personally. Won your first trophy, and then you go and sack him. Bit weird. But, yeah, no, Thomas Frank's a brilliant manager. So, yeah, it was just a weird atmosphere last year, and obviously injuries as well. They had shitloads of them, like stupid amounts. I'm pretty sure at one point they was playing actually great centre-back. It's like a Liverpool 2021 crisis at centre-backs there. So if they can keep fit, which they won't have as bad of an injury crisis as they did last year, there's no way. So if they keep most of their players fit, make a few signings, I think Spurs will be right back up there, because I don't think their squad is actually that bad. So yeah, a lot better season for Spurs. And obviously they've got Champions League football, so they're going to make a bit of money ready for seasons to come. I don't think they'll win the Champions League. Nowhere near it. I think they'll get through. I think they'll get into the playoffs. I could see them going to the quarterfinals and then maybe getting knocked out by a better team. Now in 6th place, I've put Chelsea. Now I feel like Chelsea, they are building something, but what they're missing is a centre back with experience, because their centre backs, they're not very experienced, not very, commanding players at the back. I feel like that's what lets Chelsea down. They've got loads of players, so they've got the depth, but they're all young. They're trying to build for the future constantly. It's like they're building for the future, and when they do get to the future, they then just build to the future again. It's, they need to get a bit of experience. A perfect player for them would be Thiago Silva when he first came into Chelsea. He would really, really do well. So yeah, someone like that. I feel like they should have tried getting Jonathan Tah. Obviously, he's gone to Bayern now. So yeah, definitely need an experienced centre back, and then they'll be all right. But for now, I feel like there's much better teams who are going to finish above Chelsea. Obviously, they have signed Liam Delap and João Pedro, which I actually think will do well. But yeah, it's the backline situation I think is the problem for me with Chelsea. Now, into the top 5. Obviously, I'm assuming that England are going to get the 5th coefficient spot. So top 5 will get Champions League. And in 5th, I do have Newcastle. Now, this, I don't know how to feel. I feel like it's going to be very tight up there. I feel like Newcastle are going to be in a title fight. I really do. I feel like they're going to be in a title fight, but then drop out around January time. But yeah, this also depends if Isak leaves. If Isak leaves, which I don't think he will, I think he will be there for next season. If Isak leaves, they could drop to about 7th or something. And of course, they do have Champions League football. And last time they had Champions League football, they ended up, dropping off because of it. So hopefully they can learn from the mistakes, get Champions League again, and keep trying to build on it. Because I feel like Newcastle do have a really good squad. I really do. A good manager, a good squad. It just depends on... If they get Elanga, they could move even further up. And obviously, keeping Isak is a big part of it. But it's 50-50 at the minute. So we'll have to see in a month's time. In 4th, I've got Aston Villa. And again, I think Villa are going to be in a title fight next year until around January, February time. Similar time to Newcastle. And the reason I put them above Newcastle is because they have Europa League, where they can, change players, rest players a lot more in those competitions. So it's not going to have as much of an effect. And, they've got Unai Emery. He could easily go and win that Europa League for him, and that'll be brilliant for Villa to obviously win the Europa League. So, yeah, 4th, they've got a decent squad. Again, I don't think they've really made any signings at the minute. So, if they make good signings as well, they could be in the top 3, maybe even the top 2. They could be in a title race the entire time. I really do think Villa are really building something, especially with Unai Emery. I think he's an unreal manager, and that's kind of the reason why I think they're pushing on at the minute and getting the players that they want and things. Now, in 3rd, congratulations, because you are finally not finished 2nd for the first time ever. Arsenal Football Club. You haven't finished 2nd. You finished worse. But you know what? It's probably better than finishing 2nd, so you can't get bannered. Arsenal in 3rd for me. Yeah. Again, this depends. If they get a striker, they could win the league. But at the minute, they haven't got one. They haven't signed one. I feel like they are. I'm pretty sure they're talking to Gyökeres and Sesko. But will they get it over the line? I don't know. They never seem to. yeah, I don't know what it is about Arsenal, and they've always got excuses and things. And Mikel Arteta, he's not like it's like he's not focusing on the right things. Got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, blamed it on the fucking ball. What is that about? Like, you need to take accountability. And then if you get one injury, it's fucking the end of the world for Arsenal fans. There's always an excuse for them. And I feel like that kind of creates negative atmosphere in the dressing room. I don't know. I could be waffling. But yeah, I don't have a good feeling. I feel like Arsenal needed to win it last year or the year before. I feel like the ship sailed. City and Liverpool, obviously, are both strengthened. And I feel like they do have better squads than them now. But let's say Arsenal get Isak, which they won't. But if they did, then I'd still tip them to probably go and win the league. But at the minute, they don't have a striker still. So, at the minute, third. Now, in second place, I have gone with Liverpool. Yes, I've not backed my team to win the Premier League. I think, I'm going to say it, I think we'll win the Champions League, and I think we'll win one of the Cups. And I will be buzzing with that. We've won the league this season. We've got number 20. But, at the end of the day, what's happened recently with Jota, it is going to affect the team. No matter what. It's sad to say, but it will affect the team. 100%. It's either going to give us motivation to go and win it, or it's going to drop us off. And I feel like that's why we'll win the Champions League and not the Prem. I feel like it is going to drop us off in a 38-game season. It's going to have an effect on them players. Going to Anfield, Jota's not there, and they're constantly reminded of it when they're there because they know he's a Liverpool player. So it really is sad. And to be honest, I completely understand. If we don't do well next season, and it is because of that, honestly, I won't be angry. Because it's completely understandable. When you lose someone that close to you, or you see every single day, it's going to be hard. It really is hard. But on a footballing side, yeah, we are going to be the favourites to win it. Because obviously we've signed Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, talking about getting Mark Gui, and again, if we get Isak. To be honest, I think if we do get Isak, we probably will win the league. I feel like it's impossible to say that we won't at that point. But yeah, I feel like this season is going to have a bit of a downer on it, and it is going to affect us. In first place, I do have Man City. I feel like they will be back. People saying they're going to have a drop-off. It's Pep Guardiola. He always finds a way. And I feel like last season was the drop-off season. Obviously, Rodri getting injured. They're going to have Rodri back. And I know you can say that one player doesn't change an entire team, but Rodri definitely does. He's a Ballon d'Or winner for a reason. He's one of the best DMs I've seen in my lifetime. Obviously, I'm still young, so I haven't seen that many. But Rodri is unbelievable, and he does really change the team. Obviously, they've signed Ryan Cherky, Ryan Aït-Nouri, who I was a bit sceptical about at first, but watching him in his first few games at the Club World Cup, he has been pretty fucking good. Rangers as well, I think he's a quality player, so I think it will be enough to get City the title this season. Because, to be honest, if it's not Liverpool, which obviously I don't think it will be, I feel like the only team that can go and do it then is Manchester City. I feel like Arsenal, Villa and Newcastle or Chelsea, I don't feel like they're good enough to win the league in a minute, so I'll put in City there. And Liverpool to win the Champions League, which would be the greatest thing ever, Obviously, the Premier League, I said it last season, before the season started, I would have rather won the Premier League than the Champions League because we were so close to number 20 and being on level with Manchester United. And obviously for that, because you got players like Mo Salah, Van Dijk, if they end their career on one Premier League title, they will get slaughtered for it. It's like Gerrard, in my opinion, the best midfielder in Premier League history, alongside probably Kevin De Bruyne. But because he hasn't got a Premier League title, he's not really put up there as much as he should be. Paul Scholes and Lampard get more recognition in that sense. So yeah, that's why I wanted us to win the league. But now that we have done it, we've got to. I feel like I'd want to win another in the next 2-3 years easily. But for now, Champions League. It's been, obviously, I've experienced 3 Champions League finals, one which we won. But I was young then. I was about 12 years old when we won the Champions League. So, obviously, I was in love with Liverpool, but it probably doesn't feel as good as when you're older. You don't appreciate it more. So, I really want us to win the Champions League. Get number 7 home. Yeah, that's what I feel like for them. And the FA Cup. I feel like the FA Cup gets looked over. in my opinion, the top 3 trophies in the world for clubs is the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup. I would rather win the FA Cup than a La Liga, 100%. So, yeah, I feel like we should go for the FA Cup as well. I'd love to win the FA Cup and the Champions League. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But anyway, lads, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Keep tuned. I'll be making videos every now and then. Yeah, I'm trying to be more active on YouTube. I do stream on Twitch, lsmithy20 on Twitch, so make sure to go check it out. Because I do stream every now and then as well, so that'd really help me out. So yeah, I hope you all have a good one, have a good week, and I'll see you boys in the next one.